the oligarch, to land. The shot is imperceptible, however, it is deadly. After retrieving the capsule, she becomes contemplative. The scene shifts, and we see Levi waking up a bit startled. He is a sniper who has been away from his military duties for 4 years. He decides to take a walk to clear his head and ends up at the port, where he stays until sunrise. Levi makes some notes in his journal and reflects on his life. Suddenly, he receives a message on his phone from an unknown person, asking him to go to Pendleton Base. Hours later, we see him arriving at the location, which is a Federal Reserve. A soldier leads him to a meeting room, where he meets a high-ranking official, Ms. Weaver. The woman begins the conversation by showing impressive data, where the shooter had excellent success in his missions but is currently inactive. She claims to have something special for him, which would be a reason for him to return to active duty. Meanwhile, in Pravaca, Lithuania, we see Drasa meeting her father Eric at the grave of her deceased mother. The young woman feels bad for having completed the mission, as the man had a family, and adds that she hasn't been sleeping well, attributing it to her work. However, her father says the target grew wealthy selling bombs and landmines, which caused thousands of deaths and irreparable losses to many families. The conversation shifts when Eric says he is dying from the inside due to cancer and that he has marked a day to put an end to it and finally meet his beloved on the other side of life. His daughter is upset by his words, but her father insists that his life is his own and that he has already made his decision. Sad but accepting her father's choice, Drasa shares a drink with him. A few days later, Levi wakes up on an aircraft, and immediately a soldier asks him to stow his belongings, as they are about to reach the jump zone and cannot take anything with them. The soldier hands him a small pouch and says that once he reaches the ground, Levi must walk 38 kilometers north. Curious about his location, Levi asks where they are, but the soldier doesn't respond. A few minutes later, he jumps and lands in a vast valley surrounded by high mountains. Levi walks until the next day, when at the scheduled time he arrives at a valley where there is a large chasm covered by dense fog. As he looks around, a soldier named JD finds him. This man has been in the area for a year, and Levi is the first person he has spoken to. The soldier says that Levi will live in the West Lookout for a year and invites him to have a drink while he explains everything. Before they enter the tower, Levi notices that on the other side of the chasm is the East Tower, where JD mentions that contacting the other side is prohibited, yet while observing, he states that he saw a soldier exchange happening in the morning. Upon entering the tower, Levi sees a photo